Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do within my ViewBoard suite. I will give you a couple resources today for our ViewBoard Teacher Certification Program. It's online, it's video, quizzes, stuff like that. So if you want to learn a lot more, you can do that on your own time. So raise your hand if your screen looks like that. Cool. Got a fast group, I love it. Okay, on your laptops, if you look at the top of your screen, locate the icon that looks like a dark gray circle with a jumping jack person in the middle of it. That's called Follow Me Settings. When you open Follow Me Settings, I recommend your auto sign out time to be never.
That will change the board in the classroom?
No, when you're signing the whiteboard, it just will not sign you out.
Actually, the next day you have to do it again. You still have to.
At the end of the day?
Yeah, it'll last you the whole day
Yeah,
instead of kicking you out.
yeah, it's not like permanently staying signed in. So if you close the app, you'll have to sign back in. But if you leave the app open for the day, it will never sign you out. I don't have the time shown on my whiteboard. You'll see that slider that says show time. You know where this is, so you can decide for yourself if you like having the date and time on your whiteboard slide. Some teachers like it, some don't. Scroll down to the very bottom and confirm with the red bar. And that's it. So once you hit confirm, if you scroll back up, you'll see a green bar, and you're set there.
Where do you see the green bar?
So for you,
changes to the flag. Yeah.
not necessarily.
You just have to do that every day, though.
Oh, okay. I have to do the settings.
I don't know what you said. All the time.
And I'll have to do that
Making
on
all
my
that.
Nope, you're not.
Okay.
You're doing it through the app, or you're doing it through a website?
Just a website.
Yes, I'm doing it too. Switch between the two, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm on the website now versus the app. Are you on the app?
All right. Does anybody have any questions about turning on the display? No? Okay, cool. So let's just get into, again, this is called ViewBoard OS. The dark triangle will expand your app drawer. And we're going to talk about the whiteboard. Okay, so we're going to go through this first. When you open the whiteboard app, you may not see this, so I'll close it. But if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see a little icon, a little person icon. Tap on that and it's going to bring up your sign-in window. This is where the companion app comes in really, really handy. Okay, so if I'm here with some students, I've got the thing open, I can hit the QR code on my companion app, scan it at the screen, and it's going to sign me in.
So, say that again.
Yeah.
So when you press that down there,
Yep, when you open the whiteboard software, if you don't see the sign-in window, just tap on the icon in the bottom right, and that will bring up your sign-in
you
window.
need to use camera, or do you go to the app?
Companion app.
So when you're in the companion app, what do you do? You do the QR picture. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to keep this super simple today for you. I'm not here to impress myself. I'm here to show you practical tools that you could probably use tomorrow. So, while I see these things, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. This is an overlay. It's got some neat tools in it, but to me it's distracting and I don't like it on the side. So I'm going to tap it to expand it. Go down to the three little dots, and then go down to the very bottom, you'll see a blue arrow pointing to a green vertical bar. And when I tap that, it hides it, but if I need it, I can just swipe it out. I'm OCD. I like a clean screen. Okay, so now that I'm signed in, I think I'll do everybody a favor, and I'm going to stand over here. So I need to bring my toolbar to this side, and if anybody can't see, I mean, feel free to like sit right in front if you want. But there's 4 arrows. If I place my finger or my pen on that icon, the 4 arrows, I can move the toolbar to the right. I can put it back on the bottom. Or if I stand this way, I can put it over there. I wonder if they added the top. No. Okay. Let me start with the stylus. Okay, there's no batteries in this. There's nothing to charge. It's basically for posture, right? It's just a pointing device. It does have 2 sides. It's got a thin side and it has a thick side. The black baby bottle is the marker tool. If I tap on it with the thin side, 1 time activates it, 2 times opens it. Okay? It tells me it's the fine tip. So I need somebody in the group to call out a color.
Pink.
Pink. Alright, so now I'm just going to write pink. Flip it to the thick side, tap on the marker again, and notice I get some different options at the bottom. And the point is much larger. Okay. So this is a highlighter. That's your marker. So I'm going to go to a highlighter and somebody pick a color. Not pink. Green. So the back side is a green highlighter. Okay, so there's no technology in this, but based on what you choose when you use that tip, activates it over there. So a second ago, some of you saw me use my hand to erase. So if you place your hand on the glass and start wiping, it activates the eraser. So let's walk through that one more time. This time I'll make it a little bit larger, blue. And then the back side, highlighter, orange. All right, so why would I use this? Well, I may have some PDFs in my Google Drive. I might double click on a PDF in my Google Drive that's a worksheet, and I just want to highlight on the worksheet. And I want to save that and share it with my kids. Or fill it out with this. Another workflow with the stylus, with the thick side, is if you're working with manipulatives and you want this to be your select tool and not a highlighter, all you have to do is tap on the green arrow, and now this is your select tool. So to select something, all you have to do is lasso it like that, and then you can move it. Or you can grab the box that's on the edges to resize it. Or you can make an infinite clone and drag multiples. Notice what happened there. Just drag the highlight. Let me tell you why. Because I didn't make it a group. See the gray box? So if you have blue ink and orange highlight, make it a group. And now that it's a group, it still didn't work. I would call that a bug. Remember my OCD? Now I gotta figure it out. Yeah,
Yeah, there's some programs you can only copy and paste one time like that, so you might have to do a whole another one, like you can't multiple ones. There's another program that you can't do but one.
I'm not convinced until I can do it like a million times. All right. this messy opportunity to go back here to green and point to the blue page with a black plus is how we make a new page. The icon to the right of that with the number 2 tells me I'm on slide 2 of 2. Okay. Who uses Google Slides? A lot of similar, framework with this, making new slides, adding stuff to it. So on page 2, I'm going to show you what we call the magic box. So on the toolbar, it looks like a brown cardboard box with the blue circles. When you open magic box, this is where you're going to, this is going to be your import area. So you're going to see a Google Drive icon. Select it, double tap on My Drive. And My Drive is not, it's really just a place for me to bring examples of stuff like coordinate planes. I've got some Google Docs, some Google Slides, some PDFs.
Can you import a whole Google slide?
You can, it's limited.
You lose your digital stuff.
Yeah, if you've got like links and videos and stuff like that, it's just going to come in flat. But if you've got just like written content, flat content, it's good for that. So I'll bring in this one. This one is just flat content images. Does anybody have a document camera that's just like a basic USB document camera? Like a hover cam or IPVO? Yeah. So if you plug that into the front USB ports, then you can use it in the software. Alright, so I've selected the ones. I could have hit select all. Import as an object and landscape. And this was built in slides. Companion app. If you look at the bottom in the middle, there's a little rectangle with the radio waves. When you select that and you're signed in, then it's going to give you navigation arrows at the bottom.
Where did you do it? Oh, this one?
Yeah, when you're signed in, you're not signed in, but that will highlight like mine. Yep. So now if I tap on the right arrow, it's going to move to the next slide. Tap on it again, move to the next slide. Next slide. So it's not something you can do right now on your app, but when you are signed in, that's where you go to move through your stuff. The big circle in the middle of the app on that navigation section is a laser pointer. So if you stand and you face the screen and you press and hold on that big button in the middle, it's okay.
Can you change the color?
You can't change the color. I'll tell the software team though. So we got some great feedback. So yeah, it just uses the accelerometer in your phone, and real laser pointers don't work on screens. I don't know if anybody's tried. Projector screens are designed to reflect light, so you can see it. This isn't, so when the light hits it, it just absorbs. Okay, one of my favorite things with the companion app is the paper airplane, and you all can participate with this. So tap on the paper airplane on your companion app. I want you to tap on camera. And I want you to take a picture of something in the room that is green. It's like a color scavenger hunt. I've never been a teacher, so y'all just have to deal with me. I'm not a actual ViewSonic trainer.
What's your host name?
The host name, that's a great question, is right here. And when you're signed in, it's going to be your name. So it's Pearson.
It's just Pearson?
Yep, Pearson, Pearson. Who's is loading?
What are you doing? Mine's not doing it, you're doing it?
I have to touch the view airplane up right in the corner to throw it.
Just for slides. That's just as a support function. It doesn't have to.
I have no idea what people do.
Is it
Just
case
visual
sensitive?
slides and it has a flat object.
Wait,
What's the name? Case sensitive?
I have no idea what people are just put it up there. I hope it's nothing bad.
Oh. I think with the camera, that's my old too smart. I can bring that thing.
No, she took a picture.
But there is a browser built into it. You can like
We
link
normally do
videos.
host,
like,
but on this, doesn't this do host
Just
participation?
not as a-
I still didn't host
There you
that.
go.
You still do
Go ahead.
host? Oh, okay. Is the camera behind you? That's why I scooted back.
That's frustrating. One of the issues is that, what is it, you,
We can't touch with our fingers, but our pen works.
just the pen? Yeah. So it could be a Windows calibrate for pen or touch setting, what we can look at. So we'll look at it. Yeah.
I don't know if I sent the right picture or not, so I'm afraid when you hold up.
All right.
Well, no, it was yours.
Delete it quick, it's the wrong picture.
I thought that too. It said when you access your pictures. No.
You can throw from. Anyway. All right. So thank you all for participating in that color scavenger hunt or whatever we want to call it. So the bell at the top is your notification area. So you can see your students, the file name, the date, the time that they threw it. And all this is captured in your Google Drive in a My Viewboard folder. So it gives you some backing if something inappropriate happened. But not here, right?
I don't know what photo I sent.
Well, we'll find out. All right, so those are your notifications. The Magic Box, you'll notice that there's a paper airplane inside the Magic Box. And that's your throw folder. So we can double tap on this one. And I can bring these in.
Can you throw it to yourself? Like
Yes, you
you go
can.
around and take pictures of the kids' work and then throw it to yourself so you can put up their work?
But it's so much fun when they get to throw it.
That's-
They love
But if they don't have their cell phone,
it. They use a Chromebook.
The kids can,
How can they just
so
go
watch
through the
this.
app? Huh?
As a student tool, if you tap your name, the students on the Chromebook can go to myviewboard.com/Pearson/your email. That's your portal. They can throw from a Chromebook. They can participate in a pop quiz, a poll from their Chromebook. But those are things I can't get into.
I just added that link to my Clever page.
How
Yeah,
do you use
this-
that link though? Oh, you're
That never changes.
Right.
So you put it in your Clever page for students, they just click it and then they get into your portal.
They sign in with Google and then.
Whatever the name is for the teacher, yeah.
myviewboard.com/your, which by default is your email address.
But you can change.
And you can change that on myviewboard.com. So yeah, as a teacher tool, Throw is fantastic because if it's like, man, I've got to cover some stuff today and it's in this workbook, but I don't want to go scan it and email it to myself, so I'm just going to take my companion app, go to Throw, go to Camera. This is the worksheet I need. Use Photo, Throw. Just make a new page over here, keep it clean. And then for me, I can say, yes, go ahead and open it, and now it's here.
I don't know what happened.
So, any questions on that? Helpful? Cool. All right, new page, Magic Box, Google Drive, sticky notes. The tools are limited, but there's rulers, there's dice, protractor in there. I'd love to show you the document camera feature, but I don't think there's a document camera in here or webcam at the least.
I can go
It's
get
up to you. Would y'all like to see document camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We could get our document camera to work on there. Is there a search to get a document camera to work?
Depends on the camera. If the document camera is USB,
Yeah, it is.
yep, just plug it into one of these.
Are there certain document cameras that are compatible to that? Like,
Well, there's two main types of document cameras. There's full scaling, which would use HDMI or VGA to connect, and then there's the very basic ones that is like a webcam on a stick, and it just uses a USB. So,
Oh, wait, no, mine's an HDMI.
so if yours uses HDMI, the display is going to see it as a separate source, a different input. It's not going to see it as a plug-and-play device, like a USB device.
you get one of those little things that connect, like a connector to put it into a USB port, you know, just plug it in.
Capture card, like HDMI to USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could try one of those. Yeah, Amazon.com, HDMI to USB.
But to do the laptop, you said it's just HDMI to what? HDMI to...
What kind of laptop? Do you have an HP?
It's HP.
Yeah, like
It's
this one?
HDMI. Yes, like that silver one.
Yep.
Like the one she has.
So that's your network. Yeah, there's HDMI on the side.
So is it HDMI to HDMI? Both? Okay.
On the top side or in the front? On the top.
These USB ports?
No, you said to connect your laptop.
Oh, HDMI, yeah, it's on the right-hand side.
And does this have a keyboard that's connected? Mine has a keyboard.
There's that little
Keyboard,
piece that-
does it look like that? The gray one right
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Yep.
So my problem is, like if I'm doing my document camera and I turn it on, it'll show what's on my, in front of my document camera. And it'll switch back between like the screen, being able to touch screen and being able to keyboard.
So this is not a basic USB document
It
camera.
does go.
Yeah, this is,
It does.
okay. So just USB?
It can do HDMI.
So a basic one would be just as fine,
Like a $50 Amazon,
Yes, thank you.
IPO.
With a printer cable on the end. Same
Yeah.
thing you put in
I
a
don't
printer.
have a printer, I can have, you know.
No, but it's like shaped like a trapezoid, and this is your USB.
Yeah.
But they do.
So
What did you call the basic one of these things?
HoverCam,
Hovercam?
IPO, yeah, HoverCam is a brand, IPO,
IPEVO?
IPEVO.
That was like $100. I'm looking at it right now.
And we'll go over there.
Here's $1,000. 100.
We got video cams, OKIO cams, like all one word, in 2020, and those are just basic USB.
And they work?
They were, they're documented.
Okay, the USB. So that's what you want to make sure of USB. Okay. Good, thank you. Good to see you.
Like I can do HDMI on the side, or I can do it USB.
See, my thought was the USB cable on this type of camera was that if you took a capture,
It'll display it too, but these don't work anymore. Go to the side. switch it
turn it
to.
off, it'll be a screen. But my problem is like my keyboard, sometimes when it gets off, sometimes the touch screen
All right, so if you have your document camera plugged into the view board, so we've got this one plugged into the side. That's weird, that one didn't work.
They somehow, all of them used to work for this, but now it's like you plug it in the side and it pulls it up, or HDMI send it to another input. And it can be there by itself.
Are you using HDMI or USB?
Either one, that's a USB printer cable. And it works there. But the only other way is if I use my HDMI cord and go to the side input.
Yeah, mine won't work
And then
on
it's
the
gonna
side.
switch.
Mine won't work on the side of the document camera. You can get it to work.
What kind do you have? Do you have a HDMI cord?
Yeah.
Do you use a power?
That's powerful.
Is it Avery? What's it called?
Avery, the AV.
Oh, you talking about the school one?
Yeah, just hold on.
You have to have an app for that.
What? I got mine and everything. I don't know how, but I got it.
Because you might be on virtual. That's not virtual though.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
it's
looks like-
two different places. If you're in virtual, maybe you still can use it, but I don't have that one. So this one is like another input, like switching from HDMI. That's what that is.
So anyway, got the book under the document camera, got it plugged in. Again, if you go to the magic box and look for the little red camera icon, you open it up, it presents what you have there. There's a marker button at the bottom right of the document camera window that brings up your colors over here so that you can mark over top of your book. And the camera aperture icon looks like a shutter. Tap that one time. I'll close it, and now you've got your ink in your capture.
I like that it lets you do a dual screen.
What's that?
I like that it'll let you show your camera and you can pull up like their internet option and display two different things.
So we'll put that here. Any
And then-
questions on DocCam?
Then can you save that image to your Google Drive?
You can. So we're going to talk about saving and sharing at the end, but if you just need this for future stuff, go to select it, the blue cloud with the black up arrow will let you save just that piece to your Google Drive as a PNG. Yep. So it's the blue cloud with the black up arrow.
I have a question about the projector.
Yeah.
How do I use the projector in collaboration with, like, the internet, so both at the same time? For example, we use hurricane tracking charts, and I will flip over to my projector to show how to, plot the coordinates, and then flip over back to the hurricane tracking NOAA, and we talk back and forth on those. So
Okay.
how do I do that? Split the screen?
So let's explore how that might be possible. So in the Magic Box, it looks like, somebody called it a beach ball one day, but it's the Chromium browser icon. So is it a website, Hurricane Tracker? Any of them?
National Hurricane Center.
Okay. I don't know why I did caps lock on that. Yeah, when I used to live in Florida, yeah, I used it. Now I live in Atlanta, so I don't really care. Okay, so is Lee something that we're looking at? And what's this?
It's just a disturbance. Lee's predicted to be a hurricane level 5 and come in our direction, so.
So pinching and zooming.
You can touch it, and it should give you some, just touch the,
So while we're here, let's just talk about a couple things down here, right? There's a very common theme, the marker, inking over top, and then capture. So you can capture from here, you can ink on here, and it puts it on your whiteboard space. Also, if you long press, save the image onto the canvas. Let's see what it's going to save. I'm just going to minimize the browser. So it took that whole screenshot. So long press on it, captures it. Shrink it. Put it here. Or here. Back to the browser. Scroll down. Maybe go back. Maybe long press on the map. Save the image, open image in a new tab, open link in a new tab, so save it. And that looks like that.
Now, what if that image had animation or movement? Would you be able to do that and it continues to move on your screen?
No.
Okay.
Like if it was HTML5.
Like if it was a satellite or, you know?
No, but you could just leave. Actually, that's a good question. There's a Windows version of the software that behaves a little different, that you can embed websites. So the Windows version, the built-in browser will allow you, there's 4 white boxes with a black plus, and that will actually embed that site as a whiteboard widget, and it is fully interactive. But Windows has a lot more like horsepower and capabilities than the built-in system does. So,
Can I show you?
what's that? Sure.
If you go to another page.
Back in the browser?
No, just a blank screen.
Oh, okay.
And now open your document camera. You can actually put that on the side and change how big it is.
Put this on the side. Yeah, come on.
And then you could go back to the same place. And now they can be side by side at the same time. Because you can make that one take up the screen so you can have both at the same time. You can show your website and you're still using the document camera too. That's what I do. So now it's like a dual screen of both your document camera and
That's cool. That's a cool workflow. Has anybody ever used PHET Math? P-H-E-T? PHET? That's a website. Let's see how it works. I'll make this full screen. So since you haven't been to PHET, I'll take you to the home page, and it's a free web resource. Physics, chemistry, math, earth science, and biology. So if we go to chemistry, there's a lot of cool things for interactive displays in here. Try to find like an elementary level.
So it's linked to Google Drive. Can we link to Canva too?
You can get to it from here.
Or do you have to go browser?
Yeah, you can get to it through here. So we'll play the simulator. What's that? P-H-E-T. Yeah, P-H-E-T. I think it's University of Boulder that put it together. So chicken soup, we'll fill that up. So is chicken soup basic or acidic? What would we think chicken soup?
basic. No acid.
So we'll drop this in. Slightly acidic at 5.8. And if we dilute it with some water, The cool thing about that is when you capture from not long pressing, but when you actually capture that whole web page or website, it puts a link in that capture for you. So if you want to jump back to it, it'll open it for you. So I want to go back to, for just a moment, Hurricane Center. So if you want to essentially create a shortcut, so you've got your lesson, you're building things out, you want to get here, you go here, you tap on the aperture. We can close it. Shrink that. There's your hurricane thing. So you can quickly tap on that Chromium icon and it brings up your browser and it takes you right to this page. So let's see where Lee is. Let's see what's going on. So yeah, if you've got web stuff that you want to reference throughout your whiteboard lesson, just capture it. You've got your thumbnails and then you've got your shortcut built into it.
When you say that, will it remember those links?
Yeah, yeah. We're getting to saving super, super quick. Like I'll show you one more thing and then we'll talk about saving and sharing. So who shows YouTube videos? Everybody. Give me the name of a video or something to search for.
Number rock decimals.
Number rock. Alright, so you double tap on the title. Okay, then you can close it. Just like your document camera, just like the web thing. Now you've got a YouTube video in your whiteboard. That's a bug. I've told the software team that when you capture, it brings up the suggested thing. But anyway. So yeah, on page 9, you might get to a video. Right? So as you're going through your lesson, hurricanes, page 9, the video is going to load for you automatically, so you don't have to do it every time. So that's everything that we've done. We will delete that page. And we can keep rid of that page. Okay. All right, so saving for the teacher. So yellow folder on the right-hand side. And then you've got some icons here. You're going to look for Save As, which is the disk and the pencil. Choose your Google Drive as the location, and then give it a name. And it's going to save as an OLF. OLF is Open Learning Format. It's basically our file extension for an active lesson. So something that you can make changes and add to, and it's not finalized. Saving for the teacher. Saving for a student would be exporting it, which is the next icon over. Export it to Google Drive, and notice the file type is going to be a PDF, so they can look at it on their Chromebooks. It's not going to be something they can change. It's going to be finalized. The last way that you can share it is with QR code. this is a neat process. It's going to automatically upload each slide to my Google Drive. And once it does that, it's going to present a QR code in this window, and then you can scan it with your phone, your tablet, or a Chromebook. I don't know how much that actually happens at the elementary level, but like in high school and higher ed, I would have loved it to be able to walk out of the room and scan it and take it on my phone. But when I was in school, I had a digital camera with like a compact flash card and just took pictures of the whiteboards. So what kind of questions do we have? I know there's a couple things we want to look at, like touch doesn't work unless you use the pen, the dual screens, freezing up. I think some of the stuff is the zero client related.
Going back and forth between the screen and the keyboard. I'm sure it's probably easy, but for some reason mine will like freeze up where I can't do it. Is there something I'm doing wrong?
Oh, is that the screen of the keyboard where you have to use the, no, different? What was your
Might
issue
be.
where,
Because I'm having some freezes, so it's just.
Yeah, my thing will just freeze sometimes. If I can't
And then to
use
get to your
it.
next slide, you have to use your keyboard to touch it.
Yes.
right, so you're writing, it's fine, then you try to get to the next slide, you have to use the keyboard.
Like sometimes it'll just switch up and I can't get the keyboard to work, and so then I have to have my password show up there, and I'm like, I don't want them to see my password.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's something on the keyboard that's like green or red. Is that I don't know. Like I've
The
tried
power
different
button?
things, but is there a glitch or am I doing something?
I don't
I
know.
have more than one keyboard, and I plugged the USB in there too.
For the keyboard?
Yeah. That way I don't have to type on the screen. I have two separate keyboards, and one controls the virtual, one controls that.
Okay.
And I just leave one separate like that.
That's good.
So we just probably need to look at your rooms and like how some of them are set up. But if anybody wants to scan this QR code with your phone, you can see what that looks like. I'll tap on mine. And you can see. There's the slides. So again, elementary level, okay, the kids may, I don't think you may do that much with the kids, but there's not built-in clip art, just use the browser, long press, save the image to the.
The thing that she might be saying is that in virtual, there's that bar at the top that says connect. You can drop it down to disconnect and connect. I did notice that if I toggle to where he is, the touchscreen goes off.
Yes.
And so you have to go up there, pull that swipe down again, and where it says connect, it's like all the USBs that are connected to the board, and you have to touchscreen to cut it back on.
Okay. Because I'll go for my
Do
document,
you mind if I borrow your HP?
which is my document camera is through the HDMI, and I go back and forth.
So if
to the
anybody
document.
wants to connect
Instead of
your
put touch
laptop, HDMI on the side, plug the HDMI cable into one of the HDMI ports on the side over here, and when you plug it into the laptop, it should switch for you automatically. Or not.
The settings, you have.
So in this scenario, it's duplicate. So everything that's on my laptop screen is here as a duplicate. So I can face my students and I know what's happening because this is my confidence monitor. But if you do a window P, you can choose to extend. And then I can keep grades and other private stuff on my laptop screen. And then I can drag other stuff over here.
It's like two screens.
Right. Extended desktop.
You're no longer in the whiteboard, are you?
No, but there's a whiteboard version for Windows that you can put on your computer. Run that. There's a lot of ways you can use the viewboard with external devices, the built-in OS, casting. So this is called display. It's the blue cloud that's inside Keyboard OS. Actually, I want to get somebody to volunteer. Anybody with a laptop? Follow the instructions on the screen, starting with the website at the top.
Try that.
You tried it?
Big class.
It's a race, go ahead. Whoever's first will grab it. The one-time password does rotate every 30 seconds. Somebody grabbed it. So whoever grabbed it, you now have the option to choose if you want to share your screen, an app window, or a tab. So select what you want to share, and then the blue share button will designate it. Pretty easy, right?
How do you do that?
Does it work on virtual?
They have just wake codes and they have.
I don't know, I have a lot of experience on virtual desktops, so we can certainly, play around with it. So did you just share a tab? Yeah. So by sharing a tab means you're not going to have like banners and notifications and stuff popping up. So if you just have your Google slide in that tab and you're rolling through it, that's a pretty quick way to do it. Yeah.
How did you do that to get to the code?
Yeah. So if you press the house button
Mm-hmm.
next to the power button, it takes you back to your home screen. And it's called My Viewboard Display. And by the way, the icons that you see here, that can be customized. So if I don't want this here, I long press and I drag it here to remove it. And let's say I want this, long press, drag it, and drop it. So that's how you can put your most commonly used apps up here. Yep, but My Viewboard Display. She's still connected, so
So you wouldn't have to plug your laptop in, you could do that for yourself.
you could cast. But just know that when you're casting, if the network slows down during the day or something like that, the performance may be affected because you're connecting wirelessly.
You can't connect your phone camera to that thing. You can't cast your phone camera to it, do you?
Not through that app, but you can. Folders isn't really used that much. There is Vcast. This is on guest. So, are all the viewboards on guest? Shouldn't. Should be on a different network. Okay.
How do you switch? Because when I tried to switch, it wouldn't let me.
Give it a touch. Yes, I do.
Oh.
Should be that one. Got it. So anyway, would your mobile device be on the?
So how do you do it?
Make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi.
So what am I doing? Where am I going to do this, the decaf?
If you go in your settings and you switch.
Yeah, I got I understand that one, but what I'm saying is how do you,
Oh, AirPlay. Swipe from the top right.
okay, now when you want me?
There we go. There we go. Swipe from the top right. That's your screen mirroring. Is AirPlay open on the guest network? Maybe not. Yeah, if that's not that. That's a MacBook. So what you would be looking for in that window is this information. But with the guest network being a limited network, AirPlay peer-to-peer stuff might not be supported. So the best way to test VCast is to have this back on the BOE network and then put your phone on the BOE Wi-Fi. But the question was, can I cast like my phone or my tablet or something like that? You can. You have to use this app. And the devices have to be on the same network.
If you could go around and look at somebody's picture and show, or could you do it yourself writing as you're drawing? I think
Yeah,
that's-
so AirPlay, if you, anybody with an Apple TV, AirPlay, so it's the same thing. So if you AirPlay to it, you're sharing your entire phone screen. If you open your camera app, then it would be showing like a camera live preview on the screen.
Yeah.
And Belkin actually makes like a gooseneck clamp that clamps to a table and it holds your phone. So then it acts like a document camera. Yeah, there's some neat stuff. Anything else? I'm on your time now, but I'm going to be here for a little bit longer to look at a couple rooms, a couple symptoms.
I was gonna say, if they're still in the view board, they can actually, you can share your screen with them too. And they can
The
have it on
whiteboard.
their Chromebook.
Yeah, when you're in whiteboard and you're signed in and the student goes to your portal and they want to share their screen, that's more of a student tool that the teacher controls. Okay, you know, James, I want to see what you work on, or Melissa, I want to bring you up. Yeah.
So, when you have it, like if I open up a screen, like I use that as a thing, I open up my Google, and I'll open up a document, like a Google slide. I can write on there with the tools on the side of the screen, so I can write on those.
So are you saying